Okay, I have been joined. Excuse me. I have been joined by my cat, who's right here with me, and if he interrupts what we're doing, then that's just going to be too bad. So I've got some nice pens here for sketching and drawing, and some of them are priced inexpensively, some are priced more expensively, but all of them are going to be good. I've been asked to draw an owl for a client, and it's supposed to be a happy owl, an owl that a child, a baby wouldn't mind looking at. So it can't be the owl that will screech in and grab you by the neck and consume you. It's supposed to be an owl that's a happy owl with eyelashes and things like that. So right now I'm using a steel nibbed pen, which I'm dipping. It has a little tiny bit of flex to it, and it'll do a good job for a number of years. If you press down too hard on it, though, further than you're supposed to, then you might damage the nib, and that's the end of the story. Steel nibs are generally not flexible, but this one here, this can go from a little bit of flex there. And this would be, $15 or so. This one, this is a Moore Pen Company pen made in Boston. This originally would have had I'm almost positive, a gold nib, but this is sort of late. This could have had a steel nib, but what I've done is I've fitted it with a Esterbrook section and Esterbrook nib, which is a really good quality steel nib. And what's nice about Esterbrook's is you can unscrew the nib and put in a new Esterbrook nib if you want, or a different Esterbrook nib. So this pen is in a sense better than it was when it was new in the factory, because the Esterbrook nibs are better than the Moore nibs. Even some Esterbrook nibs are even better than some gold Moore nibs. Moore nibs tended to be fragile, and they would crack. Some of them were very lovely pens to draw with, but they would crack. Isn't that right, Kitty? It is right. So this one, because of the Esterbrook nib and the nice barrel, this is about $35 or so. Another steel nibbed pen is this Wherever. And steel nib pens I normally don't like to sell, just because it's more fun to sell a gold nib pen than it is a steel nib pen, because they're more expensive and I can make more money, or I can get more money out of them. But a steel nib pen is a good pen. A good steel nib pen is first of all, it will write better than almost anything that you can buy today, gold or steel. And it's a good entry-level pen. It gets you understanding how fountain pens work. So if you're hesitant to spend a couple $100 on a gold nibbed pen, whether new or old, a steel nib pen might get your feet wet in a nice way. So this is another $20 pen or so, and it'll work really well for you. Now the next 4 pens I'm going to show you are gold nibs, and these will range in price from $45 or so to maybe $100. This is a Wherever body. I'm trying to provide pens that that I can sell as inexpensively as I can for, again, beginning sketchers and drawers. Not beginning, I mean people that are beginning to use fountain pens rather than whatever they were using before. And this has a really nice nib, and I put it in a really pretty plain barrel that was made by a company, a third tier company, a wherever barrel. And the pen writes perfectly fine. The only people that will sort of scoff at you and roll their eyes at you when you're drawing with this pen is because they see the word wherever. And you'll just say, well, look at the drawing I can do with it, because Pierre put a really nice nib in this pen for me so that I'm able to do this great drawing. And I don't care. I'm not a, I'm not a brand kind of guy or a brand kind of girl. Labels mean nothing to me, you'll say to them. So do any of these owls look happy, and or do they all look like they're gonna do something to you? But this pen has a nice rubbery nib, and you can push it around a lot. And this is, I'm essentially selling the nib, and I'm giving away this thing. So anyway, this is $45 because of the great nib. Same thing here. This is another wherever. It has a gold nib in it, with a gold nib. And this might have been an original wherever nib in an original wherever pen. So this is similarly priced to the one that I just showed you. Nice rubbery nib. You'll get a lot of pleasure out of using these pens. The last two are Eversharp pens, Wall Eversharp. This is a Wall Oxford. This was a pen that they designed usually with smaller nibs in it that they could sell to students and younger folks, that maybe weren't on a budget. And it doesn't look like an owl. And this particular pen is maybe better suited for a calligrapher than to an artist, because it's a slightly stubbed nib, but it does work well for drawing. It's going to be like that reed pen drawings that Van Gogh did. And it's a nice springy nib, and it's a Wall Oxford pen, and it's in a Wall Oxford nib, so this is how it came from the factory in 1935 or whenever it was. So it's all correct, and that's why this one is $60. The last one is a really nice Skyline pen, and we'll turn the page over for this. Come on. And it's, my cat is cramping my style here. I'll just move a little bit this way. Really nice rubbery nib, and I've put it in a pen that to make it as inexpensive as I can for you. I've put it in a pen that has someone's name on it. And normally I love pens that have someone's name on it, but this particular type of engraving with heat, where they spell your name out with a metal type and then heat it up and then press it into the barrel, is the kind, this is how they imprinted their names on barrels. But when it's used, this way, it's a little clumsy looking. So Norbert Peski, P-I-E-S-K-I. Norbert Peski owned this pen at one point, and I don't know what Norman Pesky did. I could look him up online, find him, I don't know what he did, but this is the kind of pen he wrote with. What would his signature be like? Kitty. Norman Pesky. Piesky. Sorry. It's a really nice rubbery nib, and it's $90. If it were in a pen that had, without the name, it would be, if you want this nib in a pen that doesn't have a name, it's going to be $110. But with the name, it's $90, and it's really a yummy nib. This is one that you can go out and you can draw aggressively. You can draw Strom und Drang. You can draw thunderstorms. You can draw big oak trees and majestic mountains and earthquakes and trauma. And you can also draw very delicately. But this is pretty. This is a relatively broad nib, really a rubbery nib to it, and it's really great. So those are the pens I have right now. I mean, I've got hundreds more, but these are the pens that I have that I want to show you now. So I guess I better get back to drawing my owl, my happy owl. This pen wants to draw a vulture. This wants a this is a vulture kind of a pen. Really, there's something aggressive about this pen. It sort of wants to draw drama. There you go, kitty. Uh-oh. I've got your radar system here. Oh, bite me, bite me. Bite me. Oh, hiss at me. Bye.